I wonder if the mother of James and John was also among the women who accompanied Jesus on his way to Jerusalem, all the way to Calvary. If she was, I imagine her later standing with Mama Mary at the foot of the cross and looking at the crucified Jesus with the two criminals positioned, one on his right and another on his left. She would have recalled what she wished for just a few days back, as narrated in today's gospel, when she said to Jesus, "Please promise me that these two sons of mine will be positioned, one at your right and the other at your left in your kingdom." Now, here is the king with thorns around his head as crown and with a cross for his throne. She probably said to herself, "Ay salamat sa Diyos, hindi pinagkaloob ang dasal ko. Thank God, He did not grant my wish." Hindi ba? Tayo rin, like her. We also wish a lot of things for ourselves and for our loved ones, and perhaps we even resent it when our wishes are not being granted by God. Have you ever thanked God for not granting your wish because you realized later on that what you asked for would have broken your heart? There is a saying that goes, "Take care what you wish for, because you might just get it." In St. Mark's version of this passage, it is the two boys themselves who make the wish. By the time Matthew was writing his gospel, they were already sort of consciously projecting an ideal or exemplary image of the apostles. Kaya siguro Matthew was embarrassed by the thought that these two young apostles were so humanly ambitious. And so he rewrote the story and he put the request for the positions of power in the mouth of the mother instead. But you realize, as you continue reading, that the mother is just being used as a mouthpiece, as a spokesperson. It was actually the disciples themselves who were asking for it. Kaya in the conversation, if it was the mother who made the request, dapat ang sinabi ni Jesus, "Can your sons drink the cup that I am going to drink?" Instead, Jesus addressed it on James and John themselves. And he asked, "Can you drink the cup that I am going to drink?" Drink the cup. I think Jesus was aware of the proverbial, the cup of suffering and death, that the Greek philosopher Socrates was made to drink. Few hundred years before Jesus, there was a famous philosopher in Greece who was accused of corrupting the minds of young people. And he was sentenced to death, to drink poison. He was made to drink a cup of hemlock. Kaya the expression, "drink the cup," is equivalent to the passion and death that Jesus was about to face in Jerusalem when he asked if John and James were ready to drink the cup that he was going to be made to drink. Ang lakas naman ng loob nila. Very boldly, they answer and they say, "Kaya namin. We can. We can." Meaning, it was their wish. It wasn't the mother's. It was their wish. There is a song that was composed in 1940 for Walt Disney's animated adaptation of Pinocchio. And the song is familiar to all of you. When you wish upon a star. Unfortunately, karamihan sa atin, we know only the first verse of the song na ang sinasabi ganito, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. Dito galing yung typical American dream of being whoever or whatever you want to be. This is where it comes from. But most people don't know that the second verse of the song is saying, if your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do. Ang first reading natin is the prophet Jeremiah. And you know that the prophet Jeremiah was just a young boy when he started his prophetic career. Like James and John, he was starry-eyed, ambitious, and self-willed, especially when he recalled that he had been chosen for the job already from his mother's womb. Later, when Jeremiah started to suffer the consequences of his bold prophetic words, aangal na siya. He would lament to God. In chapter 20, verse 7, he would say in his prayer to God, niloko mo ko. Can you imagine saying to God, niloko mo ko? You seduced me, O Lord. And you were too strong for me. And you prevailed. Kaya ito ako ngayon. I am an object of laughter. Everybody's mocking me. Bakit kasi sa tuwing magsasalita ako, I cry out violence and outrage. And I proclaim the word of the Lord, which has brought me reproach and derision all day long. Tapos sabi ni Jeremiah, ayoko na. From now on, I will never mention him. I will no longer speak in the name of the Lord. Maya-maya lang, may second thought na siya. He would say, but then, your word is like fire, burning in my heart, imprisoned in my bones, and I cannot endure it. I imagine the Lord answering the lament of Jeremiah with a song, I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. The Lord would probably have said, Jeremiah, hiniling mo to, di ba? You wished for this, didn't you? Have you forgotten your youthful dream? Kaya, importante yung second verse ng when you wish upon a star. Again it says, if your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do. Yung tunay na dreamers, they are willing to go through the most extreme difficulties and trials and testings and will not give up easily. They are wishing upon a star, and the star is Jesus. And he tells dreamers like James and John, it's okay to wish upon a star. It's okay to aspire for greatness. But they had to understand that true greatness is not about lording it over others. It is not about titles and privileges. And so, I would paraphrase Jesus as saying to James and John, you want to lead? You have to be a servant. You want to be first? You have to be a slave. You want to work with the Son of God for the redemption of sinners? You have to be ready to join the Son of Man who came to give his life as a ransom for many. And so, dear brothers and sisters, I repeat, you better take care what you wish for.